morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody that's going to be playing the show today.
Now connected to iPhone.
Good morning to everybody that's going to replay the show today. Welcome back to another daily facts and stats show. Be Young is here on time. Josiah is here on time. Music is played for like the first 5 minutes. Probably play a song or two. I don't even know what to play, to be honest. I might have just put one of my playlists on shuffle. Excuse me. No, I want to hear that. No.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Yes, oh, your sound. Who's calling that shit?
Is it safe? Is it bad? Is it deep? Is it
What the fuck a function? What the fuck a function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. So if you just playing around,
you funny, dog.
Take a fine at home, that's real. Stop teasing me. Stop teasing me. I can change your life so easily. I keep
Shout out to Florida, man. Shout out to Florida.
We got six in the club illegally. Got the whole 6 sided, believe me. We got members to the GDP. We got members that's on 401. We got left on the game, but it's more to come. You gotta plot that to the morning.
Josh, what's up with you, Josh?
Order some. Who's calling that? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Is it Banksy? Is it Bentley? Is it Keisha?
Make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button. It's the last song. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. It's the last song.
Is it Party? Where the fuck the function? Where the fuck the function?
Baby girl.
Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake your dance in the club with your whole world. Take a trip for the lunch with the whole world. Oh yeah, this actual bestie. I'm an ice boy, we are like bestie. I'm an actual like bestie. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, and pricks me. Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake your dance in the club with your whole world.
Lawrence, what's good, Lawrence?
Oh yeah, this actual bestie. I'm an ice boy, we are like besties. I'm an actual like bestie. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, and pricks me. Hey, how many hoes in this club? Is it just me and you, my love? I don't mean to call you no hoe. I just heard about the things that you do, my love. And you're just like me if it's true, my love. Hey, you can see right through my love. Hey, I see your waist shrunk, my love. Hey, you got some bass in the trunk, my love. Damn. How many hoes in this club? Is it really just me, my love? You know my dad now pimping for real, yeah, we're band down to Memphis, Tennessee, my love. I ain't saying I agree, my love. I'm just telling you the things that I see, my love. I got drinks, you know, some sex and cash. Those are 4 things I can guarantee, my love. Hey, baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake your dance in the club with your whole world. Take a trip for the lunch with the whole world. Oh yeah, it's actual bestie. I'm an ice boy, we are like besties. I'm an actual like bestie. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, and pricks me. Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake your dance in the club with your whole world. Take a trip for the lunch with the whole world. Oh yeah, it's actual bestie. I'm an ice boy, we are like besties. I'm an actual like bestie. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, and pricks me.
Good morning to every single body that's in here so far. Welcome back. Welcome back to another daily Fact and Stat show, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. This time it isn't until I got to be somewhere at 1 o'clock. So, yeah, an hour if that. Again, I have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock. So, an hour if that today. Good news is there wasn't nothing going on in the NBA last night anyway. For obvious reasons, the national championship was last night, but we definitely got some games to look forward to tonight. Really, a game to look forward to tonight, and that's the Lakers and OKC going at it again. We also got the Celtics and Knicks tonight, so that's definitely going to be watched, and I'll bring it up to you all in a second. But welcome to the best show in the world. You see floating at the bottom of the screen. First and foremost, next, if you are in here, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. This will be a quick show, obviously, but still, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. That helps the algorithm out for anybody that's surfing on YouTube to come across facts and stats. Make sure you all comment throughout, not just this show. Anytime you come in here, I read every single comment. And I would love for you all to be able to share with one person or a group of people or whatever the case may be. And last but not least, if you are not subscribed to the platform, make sure you all subscribe to Facts and Stats. Man, I'm so close. Picked up a couple of subscribers yesterday, more than a couple. You know, I'm blessed. I'm thankful. 974. Like, wow. It's 26 away from 1,000. Damn, that's crazy. 1,000 plus on playback, 5,000 plus on Twitter, and about to be 1,000 on YouTube. I mean, talk about grind and dedication and determination and consistency and all that, and the support, genuine support at that. You know, it's great. Y'all genuinely support Facts and Stats, bro. Like, it's crazy to think about. Like, y'all genuinely support Facts and Stats. Y'all being here at 11 o'clock. Y'all drop the logo. Y'all say what's good. Y'all say good morning, whatever the case may be. It's crazy, bro. It's still crazy to me. So yeah, if you're in here, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Fact and Stats is a daily sports show. It's a podcast, and it's also a clothing brand. I am sporting an actual sweatsuit right now, my damn self. You know, Fact and Stats gray hoodie, Fact and Stats gray sweatpants. So, you know, rocking Fact and Stats right quick for the day. As always, we love Facts and Stats. Make sure you all subscribe. Also, if you want to extend your support for the platform and what I do on a day-to-day basis, outside of just being here, which means a lot, I would love for you all to become a member. If you are not a member, there's 3 different levels you can join as. They all have different customized perks. They all have the ability to drop emotes into the chat that are customized for the platform. Like I said, there's 3 different levels. The link to become a member is in the description on this video. I see B Young, Lawrence, Nana, Justin. They're all members. They're in here bright and early. Thank y'all. If you are not a member, I would love for you all to become a member. Also, you can send super chats and super stickers at any time throughout the show. And that you see floating on the bottom. All extended support is appreciated. All extended support is appreciated. Next, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm making it a priority this week to post clips from the show to these platforms. Again, I am making it a priority this week to post clips from the show to these platforms. So mainly, specifically Instagram and TikTok, so I can grow there, get more eyes on the platform. And then also for Twitter's sake, just in general. Twitter, the good news about Twitter, Twitter Spaces will be returning. That's where Fact and Stats started. As you can see here, it's 5,000 plus followers. That's where the show started, not the Fact and Stats, the podcast. But that's where the show started and blossomed at. Pretty much why a lot of us are in here together today as one big support group or family or whatever the case may be. The Spaces will be returning after the play-in basketball games and also playoff basketball games. And also maybe even before some games or even in the mornings or some shows, before some shows or whatever the case may be. So Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok is all at Fact and Stats _. Make sure you all follow Fact and Stats on those platforms. The link's in the description on this video as well. And then next is Playback. Playback.tv/Facts and Stats. Playback is where we watch live NBA games at every single night. Playback is where we watch live NBA games at every single night and day. And also some baseball. I know the first baseball game starts at 1 o'clock today. So you can see here 1,781 members, super close to 1,800. And they was in here at 3 o'clock last night. I tapped out. I ain't gonna lie. They was in here at 3 o'clock. I tapped out at like 2:15. Good to see they were still rapping though. It was a good time last night in playback for sure. But either way, as you see here, I got the Yankees and Tigers game at 1 o'clock scheduled. And then later on down, I have the Bulls and the Cavs at 7 o'clock scheduled. As we got 3 games at that hour. Anyway, 4 games at that hour. You get to 7:30. I have the Celtics and the Knicks scheduled. Then at 8 o'clock, the nitty gritty Lakers versus Thunder. And then we also get Giannis versus Ant. So we got a couple of good matchups today. We also get Booker versus Curry. So we got a couple of good games today. So make sure you all pull up and watch along with us. Playback is an app you can easily download. T was good. Jaja was good. It don't cost no money to sign up and join the Fact and Stats playback room. It is free. So keep that in mind. And again, we just watch live NBA games in there, or just live games, period. And also the link is in the description on this video as well. Any folks that gamble or just want to join the Fact and Stats Discord, that's free as well. Make sure you all join the Fact and Stats Gambling Discord. The link is on this page. The link is on the page. The link is on the page as well. To join the Discord. And to start off the show, a couple people in here, not many people in here right now. Probably don't even have any gamblers in here right now. But starting off the show, if anybody that's in here that did gamble on anything yesterday, it's really just the Who Sold Your Parlay, but it's really not much to say because it wasn't, unless y'all made a parlay out of baseball or made a parlay with them 2 NBA games, or I guess had Houston money line. I guess you can speak to this part. I left NBA alone personally. I just did Florida money line. I just called it a day. Florida money line. I just personally called it a day. That's all I did. So I don't know how many people gamble in here, and you did gamble, and you want to share anything that you gambled on. Feel free in the chat. Before we get to this game, and again, it is a time today. It is a time today. I have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock. It is a time. No, are you serious? Or are you trolling? You serious? Or are you trolling? You serious? Or are you trolling? Thomas, what's good? Thomas T, what's good? By the way, too.
Good morning, brother. You don't know Who Sold Your Parlay segment?
Yeah.
Sabonis. I went 5 or 6 yesterday. I caught it live in the game because that was like them kind of ass games you want to kind of fill out like in the first quarter and shit. So I took I could tell you everybody I took right down because he was the only nigga that sold. I took 25 for DeMar, 25 for Zach LaVine, 14.5 for Almond, 27.5 for Cade. I forgot who was the other person on there, but I know it was Sabonis, 20 points. The nigga finished with 19. 5 out of 6 on the day. I put that live. Thought it was a good bet to bet on the 20. I think he had like 16 or 15 at the time when I bet him for the 20 ball, thinking I could get 5 points for that nigga. Nope, I got 4. So shout out Sabonis.
Yeah, that sound a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody hit by far, like completely cleared the line, Then there was Sabonis.
Yeah, that sound a little crazy, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. That sound ridiculous, bro. That sound freaking ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. But hey, outside of Sabonis, shout out to Nana and shout out to Savannah. Nana won $500 on Florida. Savannah said Florida bought her birthday flight. She made a bet on them in February. And if y'all were listening to Fact and Stats this year, there's been the most college basketball been talked about inside of here since it became a daily show 3 years ago. And I said it I can't remember the exact month. It was either December or January. And I said I think Florida gonna win it all. Like, I ain't say Duke. I ain't say UConn. I ain't say Auburn. I ain't say whoever you want to say. I said Florida got the team to win it all, and I think they're gonna win it all. And you fast forward now to April 7th, what they do. They win it all. And it's really just having the eye for it. Ted, what's good? It's really just having the eye and knowing how good they were as a team, how well they were constructed, how they pretty much can just beat anybody. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have no 5-star players. They didn't have no top end talent. They didn't have that. Just a properly constructed team, transfers, guys returning, things of that nature. So really just big shout out to Florida. Oh, see, she real. See, she just said it. You and Sosa is who made me put it in. It was on February 17th. You see what she's saying? She real. You and Sosa is the reason why she put that in. Now I got to pat myself on the back for that. See, she listened. Savannah, listen. I was super sold on Florida all year. And well, not all year, because I'm a Kentucky fan, but December or December and or January, I can't remember. I'm glad she just said that. Nana just said same. Like, and they went out there and won it all. And it was crazy about their run is as we get into the game. What's crazy about their run is I noticed something yesterday. For every single game they won from round 32, I want to say on down, they were down in the game. Every single game they won from round 32 on down, they were down. At any point in time in the game, at mainly in the second half, I want to say, or going into the second half, or at major points in the second half. And they always found a way to win. And I said it yesterday during the game yesterday. UConn, I think they were down 3 or something like that with 3 minutes or 4 minutes to go. Texas Tech, we know about that crazy shot making to come back and win that game. They were down like 8 with like 2 minutes to go. Auburn, they were down 8 going into halftime. And Houston, the national championship, down 12 with like 14 or 13 to go in the second half. So really, man, I want to say for me to the game, Florida winning the national championship, and I don't know if I said Tiz was good. Me to the game, I enjoyed it. Obviously, I predicted, well, not predicted, but I knew it would be a low scoring defensive type game, just because of who Houston is as a team. And what Florida can play like. And also, not even just Florida having to be some super, super defensive team. Houston just don't have the offense to go out there and pop off for 90, 100, whatever the case may be, on a consistent basis, I want to say. Maybe even high 80s, whatever the case may be. But great defensive team, though. For me to the game, Houston made a point of emphasis to basically slow down Walter Clayton by any means possible. Any means possible. Their game plan was to not let number one get off, and great game plan because he had a lot of success in previous games, especially in Sweet 16. I mean, in Elite 8 and Final 4, and even in the Sweet 16. So, for me, I like Houston's strategy, but I also liked how Walter, at some point, but majority of the time, reacted to it. So last night we saw, for me, at the guard or point guard position, NBA level type passing for me. When the double teams came, he didn't hit the roll, man. He made the skip to the corner sometimes. He made the skips to the wing sometimes. And that's what stood out to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what led to him having 7 assists in the game. And this 7 assists really could have been like 10. It really could have been 9 if you want to be real. Condon kept traveling. Condon kept making bad decisions with the ball. Condon was messing up in the first half. And he had 4 turnovers. He was messing up in the first half for sure. Shout out to coach for staying with him. But Walter, then when you transition, I said, all right, if Houston is playing Walter like this on ball, he got to come off the ball. You know what I'm saying? He got to come off the ball. He cannot bring the ball down the court every single time. He cannot try to initiate all actions every single time. So Florida in the second half, Byron's a clown. I wasn't reading the comments. My bad. I wasn't reading the comments. Where was I at? So in the second half, Florida made it a point of emphasis to basically get him off the ball and have him maneuvering off, getting himself involved from an offensive standpoint. And I think, his whole 11 obviously came in the second half, and they needed it, especially with the double drag or the double screen play they ran for him to hit that 3 to tie the game up. I think with like 3 minutes or something like that to go. Big shot, big time play call at the perfect time. You know what I'm saying? Coach didn't call that out in the first half. Coach didn't call that out early in the second half. He called it when it mattered. You know what I'm saying? You keep a play like that in your back pocket to get your best shooter and best player and best scorer the ball. I came in here yesterday. I literally came in here yesterday and told y'all why I think Florida winning the game. I said they have 4 guys that can score and or shoot the ball really well. They have 4 guys that can score and or shoot the ball really well. And I'm gonna list off them guys. That's Walter, obviously. That's Elijah. That's Thomas. and that's Will. I almost made this tweet last night, but I didn't make the tweet. Florida do not win this game without the first half that Will Richard had. I don't want him to be forgotten about. Florida does not win this game without the first half that Will Richard had, because when they did not have no offense from a scoring perspective, whether that was inside and or out, mainly out, because he knocked down like 3 threes, I want to say, in the first half, maybe even all 4. It could have got ugly. The game could have got ugly, but he gave them some type of momentum going into that second half to where I think he had his whole, I think he had 14 in the first half. He gave them some type of momentum, and that's going into that second half where they went down 3. Now, granted, I know the score still got to 12, but keeping them in the game in the first half, I think to me meant a lot with them getting down 12 at that point in time in the second half, because they knew they can get back into the game because of what they showed in the first half. So, Will, you get tons of credit. 1,000% to win that game without you. Elijah, in his minutes, he didn't shoot well. He played overall a solid game, I guess you can say. Aberdeen, key off the bench. All 7 of his points, key off the bench. They just can score in so many different ways, bro. Enough about Florida, though. For me, on the Houston side of things, I know we got other people up here that's ready to talk, and I've been rapping. But for the Houston side of things, bro, it came down to one player for me. You know, I'm watching the game, and I want to pat myself on the back again. No funny. Byron says corny, but sometimes you got to do that. I remember vividly coming into this season, and I'm talking with Ari, and I'm talking with Ted, and I'm talking with whoever, maybe even OG. I said, bro, LJ Cryer is the best player. This was before the season. He's the best player on the team. And I think throughout this tourney, he displayed that. And even at majority points of time this season, he been Houston's best player. Really, 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 really good first half from him. I know he made a mistake that he said also in the presser late in that game where I don't know what that was. Was he trying to shoot it? He lost the ball, whatever it was. I think Houston got a little rattled with them last 3 possessions, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know what LJ was thinking. I don't know what Emmanuel was thinking trying to go to the baseline. And then the last play of them all, like, again, that's just, he was in his head. So for me, Houston came down to one, really, LJ or nothing. From an offensive standpoint, I do want to say Tugler getting in foul trouble and also ultimately fouling out the game was a big issue for Houston, because he's a guy that pretty much sort of kind of anchors their defense from a rim protecting standpoint, and just overall, just the other things that he do. He's a hustle guy, big time. So they needed more of other guys outside of LJ. Roberts, terrible game. Sort of kind of like a forced, try to do it all type of guy. Milos and Sharp, you can't combine 5 for 20 national championship and go 1 for 11 from 3 as a pairing and expect to win that game. So I think they let LJ down at a point in time a little bit, I can say, because they needed somebody else to help him. Like Florida for the first half, they had Will Richard, who I just spoke to, had gave you 14 or something like that in the first half, and then Walter came in with 11 in the second half. You know what I'm saying? And all his 11 came at the perfect time. So I don't think Houston on the other side had somebody on the other side that met LJ's level at any point in time in this game from a scoring standpoint. Now, shout out to Francis. I see he had 8. Shout out to Malik. I see he had 9 as well. But I mean, when you think of games like this, you need somebody else in your starting lineup or one of your best players to have a game as well. And I don't think they got that without a Roberts, Milos, or E-Man. As I do quick math, they combined 8 for 33. I think that is 8 for 33. That's terrible. They combined 8 for 33. Yeah, that's 8 for 33. So that's my 1-2. I know I've been super duper rapping. Jaja, you came up here. I know Ted, Ari, obviously I want to speak to it too. OG, I agree. Ideally, LJ would definitely be your second best for sure. I definitely agree with that. I would pass it off to Jaja to speak to this game, and also Ari, Ted, and everybody else.
Okay. First of all, I'm just very proud of the season we had. Like even with the seniors that we have in this moment, because this will be their last game, but it won't be forgotten for us because they got us to this point. But as far as the game is concerned, like even at the start off, the pace was a little like too fast for me. Like I guess that was nerves that Kelvin talked about earlier, and it was a point where we were missing shots, but we were able to control and keep the lead there.
Playing from iPhone.
But also like going into the game there, I'm really glad that you mentioned Will Richards, because he was like, without him, like they're down 20, and and Houston ends up winning this game for them because him being able to come in for Florida and hit those timely threes to actually keep them in striking distance there really helped them out. Even with that goaltender, that really helped them out. But in this case, is that when you can stay in the game and hit those threes, it's time the opportunity there, and you get a break and you capitalize on it. That's something that you have to give Florida there because at the end, like they're going to have to be the ones to make those shots there. But also, I'm really glad that you mentioned LJ being able to keep us in the game. But like you mentioned, like we really needed another guy to come with him because Uzan didn't have a good game at all. Eman didn't have a good game at all, and Roberts went outside even as a senior as well from a scoring standpoint there. And also, I mentioned how I'm glad you mentioned the foul trouble there because in the first half, we was able to impose our will there, and then in the second half, when the refs called the game tight, we didn't adjust really good to that, and that's how guys kept picking up quick fouls. And when the game is tight, it's gonna impact us more than the other team there because when JoJo leaves, it's a really big difference there, and also it puts the other team on the line. And when they make free throws and we don't, that's going to be the difference there. But also in this case, like we didn't score enough, we didn't execute down the stretch, and that was the main reason why we lost this one to me. Even though most people bring up ref talking, even the goaltending there, because if we execute down the stretch, we end up winning the game because we were up double digits in the second half, and a game that Florida scored 65, even though they're a high scoring team, in a game that Walter Clayton don't have a really good game from a scoring standpoint. You really got to find a way to get that done. But when you shoot that bad, those turnovers get negated because even though they turn the ball over, you shoot the ball bad and they get the ball back. So it negates it there. And those turnovers, like even though Florida had more turnovers than we had, those turnovers that we had late in the game was more crucial because it's really not about the amount of turnovers; it's when you have them that's the most important. So,
I like that. Yeah. Before I pass it to Ari, yeah, I mean, perfectly said. Before the turnovers, I'm glad you brought up the turnovers. I don't know how I didn't even speak to the turnovers. It's ridiculous. I can't remember, but Florida had like 9 or 10 turnovers in the first half. You guys had like 2 or 3. And then it's like everything just changed. In the second half. Let me look at the team stats to see if y'all even finished around the same as them. Y'all had 9 overall. They had 13. But like you said, when it happened. So, good shout out. Good point. Ari, another Houston fan is up here. For anybody that don't know that may listen back to this or on YouTube, all right, what was your thoughts on last night's game? And then my second question that's in the title, what do you think went wrong for Houston? So Jaja, can you attack that and then I will pass it back to Ari because I made that as a slider, but I shouldn't even put that as a slider, but it's cool, same thing. Jaja, can you answer that last question and then I'm gonna pass it to Ari? I think you sort of kind of answered it. I don't know. Okay, I think he's not present no more. Pass it back to Ari. Ari, welcome to the stage. Florida national champs over your team, Houston. Talk about the game
Thanks,
and
F.
ultimately let me know what you think went wrong for Houston while you're speaking as well.
The game, now that I've had some time to think about it, the game was a disappointment for sure. Um, like I told y'all last night in playback, I never felt comfortable, even being up 12, because of like OG said it in the chat, but it's been something I've been saying all season, and it's something I noticed is that LJ can't be the primary in these. Well, not let me say primary, can't be the sole scorer on our offense. That's just we're never gonna win like that. Um, we need contributions, whether it's from Jawan, whether it's from Eman, whether it's from Milos. Um, Everybody in here, if you frequented Facts and Stats, and you've heard me talk about I've been extremely hard on LJ. Did he make mistakes at the end of the game? Yes. But that nigga is the only one that tried, in my opinion, to not just keep us in it, but to get us back. And so for that, I must give him props because he had no help. And that is something I did not anticipate. That level of no help coming into the game. Like I thought, okay, well, at least one of the three, E-Man, Milos, or Jawan, one of the three are going to be able, whether it's the entire game, just in a half, or whatever, to give him some help. And he got none. So that is what's disappointing for me. I've never been super high on our offense. Everybody knows I didn't have super high expectations for this team. I came into the tournament saying I expect, make it past the Sweet 16. And after that, y'all do what y'all do. Everything else is a plus. Because our offense, though by the stats, it's the best scoring, quote unquote, offense that we've had. It is not. It was too concentrated of an offense in terms of scoring, which was centered primarily on LJ, who is not someone that I think should be your leading scorer, should be your primary offense. Um, it needed to be someone else because he himself has moments where he just freezes and he gets in his head and he gets, I don't want to say scared, but he starts overthinking shit and he tries to do too much, which is why someone like Jamal was all, or Marcus was so
Great
good to
point out.
have, because they, in the moments, they didn't get in their head. They understood, okay, even if the game is going fast around me, I can slow this shit down for myself. And so it was really hard when not only did you have LJ trying to, go and trying to make shit happen, everybody else was sped up too. Jawan made 3 shots. That is unfucking acceptable. 3 of 13. E-Man, you're 3 of 11. That is unacceptable. Completely. You cannot do that. LJ, did he have the greatest scoring night? No, the nigga scored 19. He was 4 of 11 from three. He was 6 of 18 from the field. Okay, cool. Whatever. He was 3 of 1 from the field goal line. I mean, from the free throw line. Okay, cool. Whatever. But why is he the only person on our team that got double digit points? You telling me none of the other starters can get double digits? With the exceptions of JoJo, because he don't really score like that. So you telling me Jawan, Milos, and E-Man, none of them can get double digits? You're telling me that in a national championship game, Milos is outscored by Javier Francis, our backup center, and Malik Wilson, our fourth best, fifth probably best guard on the team? Milos, the nigga I hyped up all fucking season. Yeah, that was a fucking disappointment. Disappointment, and it's unacceptable. You're not gonna win that way. You're not. And the thing is Emmanuel is a nervous guy, which is why he normally don't got the ball in his hands. I did not expect Milos to get so frazzled. I saw a nigga that was scared to shoot, that was scared to dribble, that couldn't see. The moment Florida threw 2 bodies at him, it was game over. It was it. He was not driving. This nigga is physical. If you were to ask Samson, Kelvin, who was our most physical guard, is Milos without a doubt. Without a doubt. You telling me that nigga was scared to fucking drive in the paint? Everything was a little weak ass jump shot. Everything was a little weak ass fadeaway. Yeah. Nah, dog. If anybody were to tell me, hey, this is what's gonna happen in the game, do you expect to win? Hell no. Absolutely not. I actually would have thought it would have been worse of a margin than that. And it's just kind of like, how many times does it have to happen for us in a tournament where it comes down to defensively, we got it. Offensively, we don't show up. How many times does this have to fucking happen? How many? For them niggas to see it. E-Man has been there the entire, I would say, the past 3 years, so he's seen it. Jawan, you've been here for 5 fucking years. You've seen it. And y'all just in y'all's minds, LJ, you whipped the full distance. Granted, you ain't play a lot on that Baylor team, but you know what it takes. All of y'all niggas, with the exception of Milos, is experienced. All of you in these types of situations. And y'all couldn't get it done. Last minute and a half, y'all couldn't get one shot up, but you got 5 turnovers. You couldn't get not just a shot made, you couldn't get a shot attempt in the last minute and a half, and you lost by 2, 3. Come on, bruh. No, that is a disappointment. So, Ed, to your question, what went wrong? The offense went wrong. It got cold. It got static. They got comfortable. I don't know if it was comfortable or scared. And then you got the fouls. Yeah, okay. The refs called a tight ass game. Whoop de woo. I don't care. But
Yeah.
like they were calling the tight ass game on both of us. Let's not make it seem like we was the only ones in the double bonus. Florida was also in the double bonus.
Yeah.
Florida just understood that when it was time to make free throws, they made them. These niggas were 17 to 21 from the free throw line. We were 9 of 14. That means that everybody, let me go through, because LJ is our best free throw shooter. He was 3 or 4. The second best free throw shooter was E-Man. He was 1 of 2. Milo's made both of his. Jawan was 2 of 4. JoJo, who I can't really expect to make any free throws, was 1 of 2. So you telling me that if Jawan goes 3 or 4, my E-Man, and when I say he's our second best, he shoots like 83% from the free throw line. You telling me E-Man, you can only get to the free throw line once that game? Especially in the second half, with the way that they were calling that game, you're telling me you can only get to the free throw line once. You know what that tells me? You aren't driving into the paint. Every shot you took is from the outside. You aren't driving into contact. You aren't doing what Florida did. That is how Florida got their asses back into the game. Every time they would get a stop on our side, we would turn over the ball. Boop, free throws. And when I saw fucking Walter get 2 and 1s, back-to-back drives, back-to-back possessions, they got to that line. And when it mattered, they made the shots they were needed. Y'all niggas couldn't get to the fucking. So you telling me you can't make a fucking shot, you can't get to the free throw line, and now your ass is in foul trouble. What recipe for success is that? It isn't. Like, I'm not trying to hate on Florida. I'm not gonna do nothing. Them niggas ain't win that game. We gave that shit away. We gave it away. We said, here you go. It was a sell job. I am disappointed. I'm sad for Kelvin because I felt like he deserved it. But we move. You got to learn. Sometimes you got to hit. Sometimes you got to reach the mountaintop and fall before you realize, okay, we got to step this up to just a different level. So maybe they do. You have top 5, top 3 recruiting class coming into this next season. I'm pretty sure Milos is going to return. JoJo will be back. E-Man will be back. We're getting, 2 5-stars and then a 4-star. Allegedly, we got the best point guard in the class. Okay, so show me something. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, that's all I
Well,
got.
Will said, we'll pass it off to anybody else that want to speak. I already just said a lot, obviously. Good stuff. Ted told y'all
And
that what's up. You came back.
yeah. I guess that to answer your question too. Obviously, it's just the offensive execution, like especially like at the end there. We'll go back to the turnovers there because, like I said, we do our job. We win this game because even though, like I already said, the rest call tight both ways, and this is the next step. It's like when you call it tight, take advantage of it. And Florida
Yeah.
did that. They got to the line. So, hey man, and even with those talented guys coming in, like even they was talking about guys messing up, and he told them, okay, either do that side step 3 you did against Duke, or even drive the ball. Like Kelvin's getting up there in age, and it's gonna get to the point where even with these talented freshmen come in, if guys mess up, they're gonna be on the bench. Like you could see, like, because even with Kingston coming in, even with Uzan, like if Uzan comes back, it's gonna be a situation where he's having off games and not playing as well.
Jaja,
Like
tell me if you felt what I felt. I didn't feel like Milos needed to be in at the end of the game. I wanted Malik in.
I understand it. And the reason why I say this is because Malik is usually the guy that closes for us more times than not. So I I I, I, I get
Milos,
it.
it was clear he wasn't in his. It's clear he was out of it. The game was
Right.
too much. and
Right.
he could not slow shit down. He couldn't see anymore. He couldn't slow shit down. He stopped shooting at a point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, well, damn, at least Malik is gonna give you it on both the defense and the offensive end, because then Milo's just started doing stupid shit on defense, getting lost.
Yeah, and that's
Like,
sadly,
just
yeah, and that's sadly for like Malik. I mean that's his last game. He ain't got no eligibility no more. So
no.
it's tough, man.
Well, thank y'all both for sure. And Judge, I think you come back up and answering the question. Chaz, what's good, Birdie, or Josiah or T before we get to OG that just came up here as well.
I don't know if
What's up?
Taz up here wanted to speak. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Um, y'all said some really good stuff. Ed, Jaja, and Ari that spoke. And I know Ari don't really come up and talk basketball for real, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give her some flowers, bro. That was one of the best breakdowns that I really ever heard her say. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I just want to throw that out there. But as far as the game though, I'm gonna speak on the Florida side first because they the winners, and I'm gonna go to the Houston. Um, that first half from Will Richard. I think it was very very big, and I know Ev, you said something about it yesterday because they went down 10. You know, Houston was playing some great ass defense, bro. That was one of the best half of defense that I've probably ever seen, bro. Like it is the way they play defense is so put together, and they know what they want to do, and the turnovers that they got is the turnovers that they got all year, and really since the Kelvin Sampson era, it's just unbelievable, bro. But I just want to give a big shout out to Will Richard because if you notice, they went down 10 or 12. I think they went down 12. Was it 12 or 10? What's the highest? Did
It
it?
was
They went
12.
12, and Houston not stretching the game in that first half to get it up to at least 15 plus or maybe even 20. I think was a big um um disappointment for real. Like the fact that they got that game down to 3 points into the first half says a lot. And I think that was the start of Florida knowing that okay, we were just down 12, we got this thing down to 3. We should be feeling really, really good going into the half, in which they did. So I want to give a big shout out to Will Richard. And the second half adjustment that Ev also spoke on that me and him talked about last night as well. You see how they was playing Walter. Granted, he did have some shots that normally go, but it wasn't. So he was kind of off at a certain point in the game. But he did get out the ball. He got out the ball, and we was also saying this to Ev, and we seen it in the UConn game where they played him the exact same way that Houston played him yesterday. And when he got out the ball and stopped coming out them pick and rolls and letting somebody else do it, and he's coming out these actions, it turned the game around. It turned the game around a big way, and I think that adjustment right there in the second half was a big part of their other success as well. And man, Walter, bro, like I know he didn't have the best game, but he had 11 points in the second half, and the 11 points in the second half that he did have were big points and were points that they needed to get they run to get themselves back and to keep themselves in this game. So like Ari said, they made the shots that mattered, bro. Like and I think Houston made the shots to keep the lead, but I don't think they really made shots and they really had a run to the point where you can say that this game is over.
Yeah, but in
Well,
fairness,
We
Tiz,
had
that's
no
not
run
who
in the
they are,
second
though.
half, Tez. We had no run.
But yeah, but I mean, I think when you play like Houston, 10 is almost 15 to 20, right? And
Mm.
that's just not who they are. They don't.
yeah, the way, yeah, I
Yeah,
can see
you're not
that.
gonna really see them get up by 20, 25. That's just not because they trust and believe in their defense so much, and they play a slow down brand of basketball that you won't see them really get up that much. But to the point, it's 10 is 20, 10 is 15, right? 15 is 20 for them. If they get up by that much, yeah, they kind of got you. But I don't know. I don't know. But I'll let you finish though. I'll let you finish. I know you weren't
No,
done.
that's a good point. No, that was a good point. That was a good point for sure. But um, That was yeah, the shots that they made, bro, and like they never gave up, bro. You could tell they really wanted that game, bro. Even when they was down, they kept fighting, they kept fighting, they kept fighting, and uh, I forgot Florida's coach name, but that's a hell of a second half.
Todd Golden.
Todd Golden, that's a hell of a second half coaching job, bro. That was a great job, bro. That was a great job. So credit to Florida, bro. Like for real, credit to Florida. Um, um, I do want to give a credit to my brother Ev, as I did last night too. He called this pick some months ago, bruh. He called it some months ago, and he stood on his pick. He never wavered. He know the circumstances that was involved with Duke. You know the St. John's hype, the people coming back along to Auburn, and he never wavered, bruh. He kept his pick, and they won it all, bruh. Like, you know what I'm saying? So credit to Ev as well. With the Houston side though, before I let OG go, that shit was disappointing, bruh. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's the most simplest put that you can really say it for real. It was very disappointment. And like Ari said as well, that I said last night as well too. Um, LJ down the stretch, he didn't play so good. I understand it. I get that, but the way that he went out, I can respect that, bro. I can respect it. Like he didn't want to go out on a bad note, and you can see it during the game that he was actually out there trying, bro. Yeah, the shots didn't fall, but he was trying. He did everything that he could, and he just fell short, bro. And to the E man and the Jawan, bro, that's horrible. And Milo's as well, bro. He can't. There's no. I understand he has no experience doing it. Understand that it was a big stage, and he looked shook last night. I'm not gonna lie, from start to finish, he looked shook. But them three niggas right there, that's disappointing, bruh. Like the way that them three niggas went out, you can't do that, bruh. You will not win no game like that. And I would say, like the way that Jawan did play, I will say that he slightly did try, but the way that he was playing, it just was like, what the hell are you doing? Like you're hurting the team more than you're helping, big time. E
Yeah.
man, you're hurting the team way more than you're helping, big time. Milos, you look like you look very, very scary yesterday, bro. And that's just as a starting point guard in a championship game, especially you being the point guard and you running the team, you definitely can't play like that. Cause everything, yes, LJ is the scorer, but you're the point guard. So everything, the energy falls through you as the point guard of the team, as the leader of the team. And he just looks so shook, bruh. And that was just bad, bro. And to Kelvin, I'm hurt for dude, man. Cause I also said it last night too, man. When you look up fucking Kelvin Sampson resume, bro, you can put his shit up against anybody, literally side by side versus anybody. And the only thing that he's missing from his resume is a fucking national championship, bro. That's the only thing that he's missing to get in the talks that he rightfully so belong in. I think he's that good, bro. So feel sorry for Kelvin. I feel sorry for LJ. I feel sorry for Juwan. Um, I know they got some pieces coming back, but that was just disappointing to watch, bro. Like it was just a disappointment. Credit to Florida, bro. Credit to Florida for real. That's a good ass team. That's a good ass team, well put together. And they do got guys leaving, but the thing that they can say they for next year season coming up, they are defending champions. So shout out to them. That's all I gotta say.
Well said, brother. No funny. Well said. Jordan Wood, welcome to the stage. Why did Shaggy say fact Shaggy? Shout out everybody that made some money. Why Shaggy say you went against the grain? Where that come from? What that mean? What that mean?
Why? Because I went for Houston. Man, I told you, bro. Like I'm Kentucky through and through, gang. I can't go for the SC. I can't go for the ops, bro. But I also been with Houston the past 3 years, bro. Like if Kentucky go out, my team to go was Houston for 3 years in a row. So that kind of played a part in it too. I like Houston team, but
You've been talking about Houston since Marcus. This been
so
Okay, fair. Everybody that's in here so far on the YouTube side of things, thank y'all so much. Reminder, I have to be somewhere at 1:00. So this showtime definitely had the
You just
actual
gonna
show
leave
had
that
to
up?
be. I probably had to. Oh, you're talking on the screen.
Yeah. You don't want
Man,
to
I'm
take that
so
down.
impressed, dog. Cause I don't
You
think
can
I
be
ever
impressed without
picked.
showing it.
Yo, I don't think I ever picked it in college. That's hard in college to pick a team like Florida from December or January to win it all. And like Ted said, never waver. Niggas was saying and I kept saying the same to everybody. Nope, I picked Florida from this point. I'm staying with them all the way. I kept saying, nope, I picked Florida from this point. I'm staying with them all the way. I kept saying it over and over and over. I never switched. I never wavered. I never said Cooper Flag and Duke gonna do this. I always said I gave them this. I gave them the proper credit. I said, truly, I think they're the best team. But I'm still going with Florida to win it all because I just think that they were going to win it all this year. I think that I'm not going to say Duke could be beat. Well, yeah, I thought that it could be. I thought Florida was going to be Duke if they met. Now, granted, some people looking at that game and saying, man, Duke would have whooped these boys. Duke would have did this. Duke would have did that. We can't really say that because Duke ain't take care of business against Houston. You know what I'm saying? So, I do want to hear from OG. Before OG, T not up here no more. Josiah, before OG go, do you want to say anything to Florida winning it all? And what do you think went wrong for Houston?
Yeah. First, good morning to everyone here. We had
Oh,
a
before you go, Josiah, I ain't what it's kind of really simple put. What went wrong?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah,
last
yeah.
the what went wrong was the last minute and 30 of the game. Simple. It's that simple, bro. One shot.
Yeah.
That's what went wrong. Last a minute and 30 seconds of the game, they shot the ball one fucking time, bro. With 5 turnovers. I think it's that what went wrong. I think it's that simple.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
okay. I'm basically saying congratulations to Florida on winning the national championship. I think I think this was a good year for them. Walter stepped up when they needed to. His 11 points were a loud 11 points, very loud. I remember back to look at the game. Will Richards, if that first half, like you said, Ev, if he doesn't have that first half that he did, I don't think this game goes in Florida's way. It would go to Houston, and it go to Houston's stand, and it go to Houston's side of things. Very disappointing way to lose. A very disappointing way to lose that game. Felt like Houston had control of the game. They was forcing the ball out of Walter's hands, making everybody else beat them besides Walter. And what went wrong for Houston was that last play. Of the game where they were trying to do like that horn set double elevated screen, and the play just got discombobulated for no reason. The center on the right hand side fucked up the play because he never set the screen correctly for the elevator. And I think that if it was LJ on that side, LJ on the left-hand side, and E-Man brings the ball up, I think it would have been a better situation for Houston going, because LJ was like the main guy that can get his shot off that night. So that's what I basically have to say. So disappointing loss for Houston. Gritty win for the Gators. So great season, great Final Four, great championship game, and overall great season for college basketball.
Facts. I want to definitely. This was an amazing season for college basketball, and good news is, I mean, people and people, and a quick pause, right, just to continue to bring some excitement and things like that to the show. A quick pause. People think I be joking when I be saying like, I wouldn't rather be a fan of nobody in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, being a Kentucky fan, you do things like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give a shout out to Big JQ real quick. Shout out, welcome back, man. Listen, people don't understand. This is the biggest
Welcome
of
back.
biggest.
He was there.
Yes, he committed to us, and he decommitted
This
when
dude
Coach
here.
Cal left for Arkansas.
Oh,
So
okay.
I ain't even mad at him. He went out. He was a young nigga too, so he had to do 2 years in college regardless. He was 17 years old when or 16, 17, one of them, when he committed to Arizona State. He had his freshman year at the Arizona State, averaged 9 and 8, 2.6 blocks per game, super duper athletic, great rim protector, can handle the ball if need be, can also can pass the ball. I'm super duper glad he's back. This guy's a lottery pick in next year's draft. This makes this team that much more lethal. Like, y'all think Kentucky was good last year? Y'all was surprised last year? No, we're gonna be really good this year coming up. My bad. Thank you, JT. He was 17 when he committed. We're gonna be really, really good this year coming up. I want to give a quick pause and shout out to JQ. And the reason why I'm doing that right now because now it's time for teams like Florida to work the portal. It's time for teams like Duke to work the portal. Even Houston, I think they have a great roster makeup already because they have 3 top 20 guys coming in. You heard Ari say E-Man, Milos, and Tugler.
He always looks at the portal.
And
He always looks at the
to
portal.
what you was about to say, Ev, I'm not gonna lie. OG Ari, Jaja, don't worry, bro. I promise. The team that y'all got coming in, the piece that y'all got coming back, I'm pretty sure y'all got some money saved up right now due to the run to work the portal. Y'all'll be right back.
Hey, Ev,
Y'all be right
you
back.
want to know why? You want to know why Tez is one of my favorite people in Facts and Stats?
No.
That shit. Stop being a fucking hater, nigga. Say yeah.
You don't want to know why I said no, but okay.
Well, I told you anyway.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What's up?
Oh, it's because of shit like that. He always
what
keep
he's-
me positive.
Oh, because what he said. Oh, because he always keep you positive. Yeah.
And
that's
about
what-
the port, yeah, about the
ahead.
Port, we got somebody like from San Houston State, so we already got that Javier Francis.
Y'all got a big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's his name? Homeboy.
Hey, I wanted to give just this little tidbit to that second half of the championship game. I was just gonna say that Florida did a good job. Outside of like super long rebounds, like of threes and back iron, in the second half they did a way better job of securing the boards. A lot of what Houston did in the first half was like them just buying more opportunities at buckets in the first half, just off offensive boards alone. And I thought in the second half, there's still some that went Houston's way, but I thought Florida did a way better job securing the rebound. And I think that's another part as well as the free throws, just also securing those boards at the end.
I'm surprised that, and I'm gonna give you flowers real quick. I'm surprised that 4 or 5 people spoke and nobody said that because that was a big point out in the change of the game down to Walter getting down there. I think he had 5. Elijah, all they gang rebounded in that second half.
And
That's a
some
great
of
point
the
out,
some
sure.
of Houston's fouls, literally, I think 3 or 4 of them were over the backs. So
Yeah.
right there, that's free throws. If you're a double bonus, like
Yep, good point out. Good point out. Thank you, T, for that real quick. Quan, answer your question. Who Kentucky losing by besides Lamont Jackson Robinson, Kobe Bryant, Amari Williams? So we damn near losing 4 out of our 5 best players from last year. And that, but it does, bro. We're gonna be better this year. Like it's crazy. I'm not even trying to be funny. We're gonna be literally better this year. We got 2 5-stars coming in, 1 4-star. JQ, the former 5-star, as you see here. Him coming back. And then we got Lowe from UCLA, and then we're still not done. For me,
That's OG boy right there.
I can't believe it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, gang, because I just spoke to JQ last week to Ted, and I said I was mad when we lost him, bro. Full circle now, he's right back a year later. Like it's crazy, bro. Oh yeah, and I forgot. My bad. Diobate from Alabama. I forget him. Yeah,
And Cam Williams.
and Cam Williams too. Damn, man.
And,
Hey,
and,
Tez, how do
and,
you
by
like
the way,
track all
Ev,
the
one
portal
more on the
shit?
way. Stay tuned.
I'm locked and loaded, man.
Tez, how do you track like where the portal people are recommitting or resigning?
You can go to Joe Tipton.
Okay.
You can go to On3.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some pages, and it's some pages that give out predictions. But you know what that you can't trust everybody. But I'm just a fan of Kentucky, so me and Evans, I just know who to follow and who not. So it's kind of
Gotcha. Okay.
Milo, be quiet, bro. Go ahead, Ted.
And my last little tidbit for a person like me who is college basketball casual, great tourney from all the rounds, from just having all the number 1 seeds and 3 out of the 4 2 seeds. A great tourney. You got to see who you thought you wanted to see in terms of 1s and 2s. For the most part, you got to see the top matchups and the greatest team ever lost. So shout out Duke.
Yep. Great point, gang. No funny. He said shout out to Duke with that. IDP. Nah, shout out to Duke for real though. I mean, I know I saw a tweet that was saying, man, this tourney sucks. How did Cooper Flag allow this or something like that? Or the championship game sucks, something like that. I enjoyed the hell out of the game. Duke obviously major letdown, but we over Duke. We off Duke, man. Good luck to them. Going into next season.
Somebody bring it back up in 2 minutes. Don't worry.
I said it last night, and I didn't even know Jordan Woods had the same one. My way to early Final Four is Duke, UConn, Houston, Kentucky for next year, and I truly think that's going to be the Final Four next year. If it all works out the way I expect it to work out, well, not expect, but if they all have the season I expect them to have, let me just say that. But OG, another Houston fan up here. What were your thoughts on the game last night? What do you think went wrong for Houston? Ultimately.
I mean, the same shit I've been talking about from the beginning kind of reared its ugly head again. It's just Houston in offensive basketball, man. The Cougars. I hear all the flowers for Kelvin, and I love the dude. I love him. I love him. I love this. I love what he brings from a defensive standpoint. If you know me, that's what I like. But at some point, man, man, he gonna have to relinquish some of that. Like, to me, me and my old man talk about this. We've been talking about it for years. Kevin keep too tight of a grip on just on the team as a whole, man. That's just for me. That's my perspective. Like, from an offensive standpoint, I ain't seen a guard really come in here and just really just been handed the keys, with the exception of the last two. I think Shed was given that, and I think Sasser was as well. But I don't know. To me, like, when I look at Houston. Houston is a big ass city. I know all of Houston AAU basketball. Dog, it's a bunch of motherfucking talent in Houston. Why don't people want to go to U of H? Why don't people want to play at U of H? I mean,
Money.
that's a rhetorical question, but bruh, people want to play in a situation, especially this day and age. These kids these days, they trying to play in a situation that exploits what they do best. They're not trying to be in a headlock and do this and then run here. Man, they want freedom. They want to be able to play, especially as a lead guard. I want to be able to play. I want to be able to give me freedom, give me the leeway to go do, make plays. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck up. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it over. I don't need to hear this shit every motherfucking time. You can just look at the two styles of the two teams that played yesterday. One plays with complete freedom on the offensive side of the ball. Like, it ain't even, they just complete freedom, nigga. If you open, shoot that motherfucker. The other one, it's just more headlocked, and then you got certain people being put in certain situations. I hear y'all about Sharp and all that, and I don't really like his game, and I got some criticisms too. But why is Sharp being put in a position to handle the ball? Why? What you gonna do with it if you do? Can you do anything besides catch and shoot? I know you can put it on the ground, you can pump fake, and you can one dribble get there if it's close enough. I get it. But that should be the exception. Putting the ball in your hands in the last play of the game to either take the shot or make a secondary play. Come on, bro. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That should have never happened. There's a couple of plays on that. And I'm not saying the last 12 seconds was the game, but that last 12 seconds, why are we waiting like the game is tied? We played the last possession like the score was 65-65. And we just wanted to get one last shot. We didn't want to leave no time on the clock because I don't want to leave them anything so that they can beat us. No, we played that motherfucker like it was 65-65. We want to get the last. Man, go quick, man. Just in case you miss, you can get the rebound. Or if you don't get the rebound, you can foul the nigga. Maybe they make 1 out of 2 and you come back and try to make another 3. Just long to stretch the game out. I ain't get none of that shit. All that action, that shit had 4 counters in 12 seconds. It was 4. It was 4 different niggas that had a shot. LJ had the ball first. Somebody else had the ball. And man, that shit, that's too long, bro. It's 12 seconds, man. Ideally, man, 1-4 flag. Get the fuck out the way. Give me a high ball screen. Get to the record and create a shot. It's that simple, bro. Don't need all that shit. And I don't know half of what Kelvin knows from a basketball standpoint. I know the nigga is a witch in basketball. He knows a whole lot more than me. But bruh, that was way overcomplicated. That last play was way over to try to get 2 points to tie the game. And I hear niggas might say, well, no, you want to try to win. Not me. Not in a championship game, nigga. We could play for 10 overtimes. I wouldn't give a fuck. We keep on playing, nigga. Shit, if I got a chance to tie the game up or take a 3 to win, I'm taking the 2. Give me the 2, man. Let's go. Let's keep fighting. So I don't know. I just, like I said, I love Kelvin, and I hear what everybody said. Milo's now, that was disappointing. And I'll tell you, if it's me, if a nigga showed me fear, that's it. I'm done with you. You showed me that you got scared of the moment. I ain't got time to try to fix that. I promise. Not on this level. A 4th grader, 5th grader, okay, yeah, we can work on that. A nigga that's a junior in college and he gets scared of the moment because everybody saw the same thing. I saw the same. We all saying the same thing. Nigga looks scared. I can deal with a whole bunch of shit. I can deal with a bad shooting night. I can deal with some turnovers late, whatever. I can deal with some turnovers being aggressive. I can't deal with a nigga being scared, man. And nothing. And absolutely nothing. Basketball or fight, anything, nigga. If you scared, I'm done. Nigga, go on over there somewhere. Go talk to them niggas. Them the friendly niggas over there. I can't deal with that. And so for me, I know we got a lead guard coming in. We got some. I don't even know, but I hear y'all talking. We got some people coming in. But for me, I still worry about. Okay, we got him coming in. But if it's a lead guard, is he gonna be? Is he gonna be given the keys at a certain point, or you got to wait till his senior? He got to wait till his senior to get the keys. I don't know. I love Kelvin. Kelvin gonna have to make some change, and that's what all coaches do, right? All coaches got to do that. He gonna have to look at himself and see what he needs to do better as well. And I think from an offensive standpoint, bruh, we got to get better, bruh. I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out with these Cougars strictly because of one reason. It ain't got shit to do with nothing besides the offense, and I don't know what it's gonna come down to when Kelvin has. I don't because I know he don't have a guard that can do it because he never gives his guards that. Like I said, he gave the last two that leeway, but it takes time. I want to see him come in, give a nigga the keys, especially if a nigga got talent. Jalen Lowe, he in Kentucky now. That nigga lives in Houston. Been going, he went to all the way in school, all the way in Houston. There's too many guards like that.
Did
Too
you
many
hear what
young
he
dudes.
said though, OG? When they
What?
asked him after the sweets after we beat Duke, they
No, what he
asked
said?
him they asked him essentially like what how do you get these guys basically how you get these guys that people aren't really high on coming into college and how do you get more out of them? And he said, because I don't pick ego guys. He said, if I talk, he said, there's a ton of players that I would love to bring to Houston, but they got ego. They want the ball first. They want all the possessions. They want to take all the shots. And he said, I'm not going to do that.
But
I think that more so turns players off than anything else.
yeah,
Because for him, you got to play team basketball.
yeah,
It
and
ain't you just go.
I'm okay with that, but at the same time, but you got to, Kelvin. This ain't the niggas. This ain't the niggas you used to coach 15 years ago. This is
can
a
y'all hear
whole
me?
new age of
Yeah, we
kids,
can hear
bro.
you.
Yeah,
You
we can
got to
hear
be
you.
able to communicate with them, and you're gonna have to give a little bit. Back in the day, you might have been able to say, "No, I don't want no ego guys." And this and that. You might have to take a couple ego guys and
Yeah,
work with them and mold them in what you're trying to get them to be. But
And
I agree.
I don't mean to really stop you, and I think Ed can contest to this too. I think that's the one thing that Cal, and now Mark Pope is doing as well. I think that's the one thing that Cal understood as well, because we had a lot of guys too throughout the years that you can tell watching the game, bro. Like he wants the ball, but if you go to OG point, if you go and get the guys that don't have ego problems, that don't want to get that don't need all the touches with the etc. You got to go get the best ones though. Like you can't go get the good to average
Hmm.
niggas and he don't got an ego problem, so you gonna take them. Nah, you gotta take some risk in that recruiting
yeah,
shit, but that's part of it.
yeah,
And I think that's
yeah,
a great thing that Cal did after years too, because we had a lot of ego niggas, but these motherfuckers are first round picks. You know what I mean? So that's what come with it. So
yeah. Yeah, you gonna
yeah,
get the nigga. You gonna the niggas that don't say shit. I mean, I love Marcus Sasser. I love
Hmm.
Marcus Sasser. I love Jamal Shad. I don't have no problem with that. But we need to level up on that, man. We need to. And if your excuse, and I'm glad y'all said that because I didn't know that. If the excuse is I don't want the ego guys, well, come on, bro. What you scared? You scared? Come on, man. Go coach them niggas, man. I'm gonna pass up the talent because I don't want to deal with this nigga's ego. I'm gonna deal with the ego, see if I can break it, and if I can't break it, then I'm gonna break on. We can sever our ties then. But just on the surface, yeah, because you gonna always that explains a lot to me, and I ain't even have to
Yeah.
know that. But yeah, that explains a lot. You want those second guys, you want those second fiddle guys because they lack ego, or and I don't know.
They're
I
just
think if
more,
you
I
try,
think he sees it as like if you don't have, if you're not that from a talent standpoint, right? Then you're going to be more willing to play. We all know he does not coach light. It
yeah,
takes, like, as you see, he makes sure both all of his players play on both, give the same amount of effort on both sides of the ball. So that one thing is tough. And so if you have an ego guy who, like, nigga, I'm your offense, I shouldn't have to play, you know, friggin' jailhouse hoops, like Lo say, on the defensive end because I'm doing so much on your offense. He doesn't accept that kind of mindset. So he takes guys who probably don't have like that natural shooting ability or that natural scoring ability, but he can elevate but they're willing to put in the work to do everything else. I
But
think
it's
that's
some
why he goes after those guys. And I honestly think, because I agree with you, OG, I love them both. I think Jamal and Marcus got him a bit confused
yeah, and I
and
think he
made
if
him
he
feel like that's the rule. Marcus is the exception. Jamal became a better shooter as time went on, but them niggas are the exception to like young niggas nowadays. They not like that no more.
And
I
to
think
the and
if he feels like dog can't you can't find dog in a nigga with an ego, nigga. You I mean Kevin, you got it mixed up. It's some niggas with ego and they got dog in them too. It's a bunch of them like that. It's a whole bunch of them, but you can't be afraid of that shit, man. You got to go get them niggas. Cause look, you ain't in America no more, man.
Yeah.
You in the Big 12. Shit, this shit ain't gonna. You gonna have to go get some of them dogs. You gonna have to fight through some of that shit. And you niggas might argue every day. But if you see you turning him, you getting him where he need to be, and you give him a little bit, he give him a little bit, nigga, that's what your job is. Damn, I know you can go find a nigga that's a 2-star over there at Manor High School or somewhere, and you can mold them and get them. I get all that. But nigga, you in the Big 12 now, bro. I mean, come on, man. Shit, go get the niggas that can
Hey,
compete in the Big 12. I want a nigga that can go make a play at the end of a game, bro. I don't need no nigga I got to draw up a play for every motherfucking time, bro. I don't. That's hard. That's
Yep.
and
hard. But that's
Oh,
all
you
I'm saying.
think
OG.
Like I said, I just
Yeah,
OG, you
yeah.
think you think it's part of because I just seen Sly say this too, but I was already thinking it as you was kind of making your point. Do you think like he's still too old school?
he is.
Absolutely.
He is. And that's the problem. I heard somebody say it the other day. They were talking about John Shire and somebody else, and they said, "Yeah, they got it. They get it. Like it's everybody from a coaching standpoint can X and O, right? If you can X and O, if you want a coach on the college level, you can X and O. You got the X's and O's pieces, but it's the other part. It's the communicating. It's getting the buy-in. It's being able to communicate with guys at this day and age. These guys these days aren't even the guys that I used to fuck with. Them niggas back in the day, yeah, you could be more. Do it because I said so. Do it because that's what it is. That shit don't it works in some instances, but you it's more communication these days with these young niggas. You got to sell them more on what you doing and what you bring to the table and how you gonna make them better. And it can't just be because I think a lot of people are starting to understand that. So if they're getting that and people are handling them as the new age kids, so to speak, and then they get to you and it's like boom, no, do this, do that, nigga. That's okay. I'm out of here. This ain't even that don't even mesh, nigga. That's not even how I was raised up. And Kelvin is thinking niggas was raised up like he was back in the day, like I was. That's not the case no more. So the good coaches gonna be the ones that can X and O, and they can communicate with a nigga. They can get a nigga to do what they want him to do because I can speak your language. I'm talking to you. And that don't mean giving in and just selling out and let a nigga run over. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's a thin line. And if you know, you know. And I just think Kelvin need to understand that you got to turn the page, bro. Either that or find a nigga on your staff that can do some of this shit.
and
Either
even
one of
on
the
the
two, and you can work. I don't
Yeah.
know, but he gonna have to figure it out. This ain't the old Oklahoma teams he used to coach back in the day. Them niggas is dead. They not dead and gone, but they gone. That type of shit is gone. So
and
he
even on
gonna
the
in order for Houston to turn the page, Kelvin gonna have to turn the page. I love him, but come on, man. We expect kids to grow. I'm expecting you to grow too. Shit, even at your age.
Yeah.
and even on that turn the page thing, like we do see a difference in recruit strategy now, and even with and they say Kingston Flemings is like that, a number one point guard in the state. So we gonna see.
I mean, it's all good and dandy.
I don't think that's the like Kingston. He is to me probably the one of the best point guards in the country, and they got Sinak, probably the best big in the country. But I don't think to that point, Jaja, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is, are you gonna wait till January to
To
let
let
Kingston
him
rock the
free.
fuck out? You know what I mean?
True, true,
To
true.
unlock him,
Hmm.
to let him.
Especially if Uzan come back, and that's why I want to see that how that dynamic gonna work. Cause
I'll tell you right now, I think if Milos comes back, I think Kingston becomes a primary point guard, and I think they put Milos more in a LJ type role. I don't. That's my opinion. Because one thing Kelvin does do is he acknowledges talent, and he acknowledges when someone is just better. And I think you know, I OG made a good point when he said when you see scary in a nigga, when it's time to like do it and to step up, I I think I didn't think about it from that way. I definitely think that might be something on Kelvin's mind because the nigga just looks scared. I mean, shit. At least Emmanuel was taking shots. Shits was bad,
Yeah, I can live with that. You can miss, but you
but
can't be scared to
Milos
shoot.
was scared. He was scared to dribble. He was scared to shoot. Nigga was just scared to be on the court. He didn't need to be out there,
Yeah, and
and that's big to deal with it.
I heard you say earlier that other boy should have been. I can't remember his name, but
Malik,
yeah,
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 I
Malik
agree with
Wilson.
that. Yeah, he probably should have been in the game at that point because, like I said, if a nigga's scared, nigga, you done talked yourself out the shot. But if you just missing and you been shit, a nigga that's just missing, he might still be able to make that shot late. But a scary nigga ain't gonna make no shot. I can promise you that. That scary nigga gonna talk himself out the shot. Air ball, missing right, all that old type of shit.
he would have
Yeah.
open shit. He would second. He would hesitate. He would have an open shot, hesitate. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go back up. Fuck, the defender's right there. Too late. Now you got to pass. Oh shit! Wait, you're dribbling out the shot clock. That was also another thing at the second half. We started taking shots late in the shot clock. That's not Houston basketball. We don't take shots late in the shot clock. We think, we take the shot, we hope we get the rebound, we, go back for the second chance point.
Yeah.
But
Now
this nigga dribbled out the goddamn shot clock so many fucking times, I was going insane.
and I just want to say that because I've been on hard on LJ2 all year long, and but like I said, when I think about it, this ain't an LJ problem. This is just how he been put in that position. So we asking LJ to do something that's not really his strong suit, and that's be a number one option on a team like that. And I think ideally, like I said, he'd be the second best option. He'd be your number two. We got him playing number one. He did it to the best of his ability. I can't knock him for that. Did he fuck up me a couple times here and there? Yeah, he did. But that's the position he was put in. So I ain't got no problem. Even Sharp, them last two plays, and that's some bonehead shit. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? What were you thinking? Like, what were you trying to do? I just need to understand that. Because you drove so deep into that, you drove yourself into that the one he dribbled off his leg, and then the other one, and this is my. I'm gonna say this, and I'll get on. But I really felt bad for Kelvin, man. If y'all saw his face after
I
when they put
did
the
too,
camera
bro.
on
He didn't
him,
even
I
yell,
did too,
man,
he
bro.
just looked.
bro, that I felt that. I'm like,
He couldn't
God,
believe
we
that.
couldn't even, we
No,
ain't get a
he
shot
literally
off,
just stared
nigga.
at them niggas and was just like, wow.
Like
Yeah,
we
the
ain't
reason
get
why he looked like that because he told Emmanuel specifically what to do, and it's like they
He
didn't follow
did some other
instructions.
shit great. Yay.
I can't. I mean, I'll lose a whole bunch of ways, nigga miss a shot, whatever. But not to get a shot off, and then I said, come on, man. I just saw his face. I'm like, man, I know, I feel that pain. I felt that pain. That nigga.
Big
And then my
time.
last little thing on my motherfucking bracket, I put 147 as the overall, and then me and the nigga both picked. We both had Florida to win, and that's when we picked the bracket early. And I had 140. This nigga had 113. Nigga beat me by 3 points, man. Boy, that shit hurt me. I said,
Mm,
boy, I had already damn near spent that money. I said
mm,
113 ain't gonna be enough, nigga. I know I got this bet. I done already
mm.
spent this money. That nigga, I said, boy. And then I lose 50 to L. I said, man, let me take my ass to sleep, man. Take
Hey,
my
that's
heart.
just a OG. That's just a start. I promise you. That's
Nigga,
just a
you
start.
got like,
Listen,
nigga, please.
we
Nigga,
got a
please.
clean. We damn near got a clean slate from last year to this year. You probably up, if anything. You probably up probably 50 on house. I don't know, but trust me, that's just the start. OG. Like
Okay.
it's about to get ugly.
I welcome
And
the
what
challenge. I
and what
welcome the
y'all and what
challenge.
y'all
I'm on
came in
with
here and did yesterday. Y'all put on a performance. I don't even call that a show. Y'all put on a performance yesterday.
it. And
That was a hell
Spence
of a
could,
performance yesterday. I'm telling you, that was a hell of a
yeah.
performance. I give y'all
And
Hey,
that.
I came in the playback. I said, I see little foot soldiers then ran off.
I tell you
It's,
what, talk some shit if you want to, nigga. They'll phone call away. I call them
yeah,
nigga right now,
trust
nigga.
me. I'm gonna make sure they come right back in a couple of weeks. As soon as I see our first round matchup, it's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be fun when we preview these series. Jordan Woods, I think you're the only person that didn't speak on this game up here. If you want to add
And
anything, what
oh,
do you think
Yeah,
went wrong for Houston as well?
yeah. So niggas, doing postmortems and shit. Speaking on what went wrong, fuck them. Glad they lost. Uh,
Yeah, the feeling's mutual, nigga. The
Aww.
fuck
feeling
them.
is mutual, nigga.
Fuck them.
Aww.
You know, keep your head up. I remember when I was.
You wish
I
it was
remember.
Duke, don't you?
Yeah, I remember when
Damn.
I was. I
It would
remember
have
when I
been a better
was.
game if Duke was there, wouldn't
Duke
it?
I remember when I was.
Man,
I remember
too
when I was
bad.
4 years old and hadn't seen Duke win a championship yet. Then I promptly saw one. You know, some of y'all been waiting for like 30, 40 years or whatever the fuck. So you'll get one
Damn.
day. Keep your head up. Um,
I would have said the same thing, man. This
Damn.
sucks. I
yeah,
said the same thing.
yeah. But yeah, similar to us, the same shit happened to them. Like the guard, they choked. Like I don't know how else to describe it. He man just on that on the dribble in to three people. Obviously, we all know why that was bad. It was like it was nothing there. The wraparound pass to the big wasn't there. The angle, I don't know what he was seeing with any kind of angle to get cleanly to the rim anyway. Because the spacing was poor. So I don't know. That was just a poor decision. At the end, there's literally four different things he could have done better than what he did. Like, and one of them is hard to do in the moment. Like, he could have. The hard one to do in the moment is touch the ball, get the turnover. You still probably have, you know, three and a half seconds. Maybe they miss a free throw. You get a last second shot. That's tough to say in the moment. It's easy to say that from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
The other two, he could have pumped, sidestep to the right. That would have been probably a contested shot, but it would have been a shot. Pump, sidestep to the left. That was another option. Or just take the fucking shot. Like he had the avenue to just go up and rise up and take the shot. He might get fouled. He might get it off cleanly. Any one of them four options would have been better than what the fuck he did. He kind of just, I think he just panicked in the moment.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is. Like it happens. It happened to us. It happens to a lot of these teams that end up losing these close games. It just, you know, you live and you die by that. I thought Walter in the first half was he couldn't really get a shot off. He was kind of boxed, but he was still providing value to the game. I think he had 6 assists in the first half, so still was able to contribute. I thought uh, I thought getting into the bonus early in the second half for both teams was interesting. I knew that once that kind of happened, you kind of got the sense that that was going to end up for either team. I didn't know which one, but for either team was going to end up being a factor. It was actually um, Houston that I think got in the bonus first. It was 7-2 in the fouls, and you look up at the 9 minute mark, it was like 9-2. Like they kept fouling all of a sudden. And I think part of it goes to what T was saying with the over the back shit, but um, I think another part of it was they were just getting a little too physical, and the refs started calling some of that shit. And they were in a double bonus like pretty damn early in that second half, or earlier than you would want to be in that second half. I think um, I think with LJ, like he was chucking a little bit in the second half, but I think also outside of what's dude named Wilson off the bench and Francis too a little bit, but really early going when they had the lead, like it wasn't really anybody for real that was coming along with him that looked
Yeah.
like they was really being aggressive or like trying to really go take the chip. So I think he kind of started pressing a little bit, and that's what contributed to some of his shots. Maybe poor shots that he took down the stretch. So I at least like him going out swinging. Trying to say fuck it. If nobody else gonna do it, I'll try to do it. Um, I think to what they were speaking to overall with just the way that Houston approaches the program and the players and the offense and all that shit, like it sounds like Tom Izzo. Like it sound dead ass like Tom Izzo. And it looks like the results on the court look like Tom Izzo. The type of recruits look like Tom Izzo. I mean, I know Izzo won a chip, but that was 20 something years ago. That was like 25 years ago. So yeah, it's a bunch of close but not quite. Because at the end of the day, at the end of these games, like OG was speaking on, your guards and your players need that freedom. There needs to be some fluidity to the offense. There needs to be some modernization. You have to have a certain level of dudes on your team. And much like Izzo, it's just they're always gonna be a good tournament team. They're always gonna make deep runs, but getting over that hump is just that extra little margin of shit. And I think that's
And
kind of what
and
they're being plagued by. What you
and,
say?
and sorry to cut you off, Jordan. I
Yeah.
think that's right on point because
Jace
Kelvin is
Richardson just
from.
entered to the draft.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Jason.
Are y'all saying that Kelvin is from that Izzo coaching tree with heat coat and all that? But go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Because I even remember y'all probably saw that clip about um Kelvin last week. He was talking about how they don't really look to outside guys for resumes and shit. They promote from within, like the girl from within and shit.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah,
As far as like building a culture, and that's good. That's good for building culture and having a tradition, a program, and all that. But I think at some point you gotta kind of blend the culture with the new, fresh perspective too. That don't mean you just gotta go hire anybody from outside looking in. But when I heard that, I was kind of like, okay, that's good, but that comes with some other stuff that's also not so good. So I think, I don't know if he's too set in his ways to kind of change that up. And then who knows? Maybe they got a good class next year. Maybe the same approach with a slightly better talent will be good enough. I think it could be. I think they'll be in the Final Four next year. So not saying that they can't get it done this way, but they're gonna have to kind of not luck up, but be fortunate like they are with this class coming in. And if it doesn't happen with this kind of class coming in over time, it doesn't necessarily have to happen next year, but over these next couple of years, and it's time to take a look at just like how they approach, um, you know, the types of players they recruit and the type of freedom they allow them to have. But shout out to them, perennial contender. Shout out to Florida. What's that? 3 chips in the past, 15 years? They're one of the better programs in the country, and they up there with if not doing better than a lot of the Blue Bloods over the past 10, 15
nah,
years. So
3 over the last 20. Oh, we
3 over the
talking
last 20.
Yeah, 3 over the last 20.
Yeah, 20 is 20, not 15. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, oh yeah, damn, bruh. That tell you how quick time move, bro. I'm thinking
I
like,
swear.
but like that's still like what 05 or some shit. Like I'm thinking that's
Yeah,
15 years ago. We in 2025. Fuck.
that was around my introduction to college basketball.
Yeah.
Around
Then with Florida, yeah, mine
yeah.
was 0304 with Duke, so not too far off. But yeah, shout out to
What was JJ?
Florida.
I watched the JJ Redick Duke game in a hotel. What year was JJ at? I was 06. I was in Miami.
Yeah, he
I want
was
to say that was 06.
3 to 06. I want to say something like that.
I think that's the first. Yeah, I remember that JJ Redick Duke game. I was in Florida at that time. But what's up? I think somebody's about to say something. Okay, I thought somebody was about to say something. My bad.
Oh no, I was finna reiterate on this point. Even with our talent coming in, we're gonna see about that using as a tilt thing because we got Harwell coming in as well. So I'm interested to see how Kelvin had to do this roster construction and put it all together. So
Okay. Anush, thank you for that update. Sun lose tonight. They're officially eliminated from the play-in. I did have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock today, so this was a quick one. But the playback room is getting fired up for basically open talks or whatever the case may be. The baseball game comes on in about 30, 40 minutes. So you can pull up to the playback room and chit chat, or you can pull up and watch some baseball. If you need VIP for the baseball game, just let me know. But as far as everybody that came through on the YouTube side of things today, thank you. The person that subscribed today, thank you. I am 25 subscribers away from 1,000. 25 subscribers away from 1,000. If you are in here, you're not subscribed to Facts and Stats on YouTube, make sure you all subscribe. Facts and Stats is a daily sports show Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Typically live on YouTube Monday through Thursday. Playback on Fridays. Speaking of playback, for anybody that does not know, the room is about to go live right now. Typically going to be open talks until the NBA game starts later on today, and also probably even baseball. Playback.tv/Facts and Stats. It's an app you can easily download. It is free. Black, I appreciate you. We had a lot of great college basketball talks in here, the most. And college basketball was one of the biggest things that I wanted to grow inside of Facts and Stats. And I want to shout out to Tez. I want to shout out to BJ. I want to shout out Jordan Woods. And I cannot name everybody that Z Farm. And I cannot name everybody that been contributing on a daily or pretty often to the talks and for us to grow in that aspect. Next is college football. I think we grew there, but I want to grow to another level in college basketball. I mean, college football. I'm sorry, inside of Facts and Stats. So everybody that's in here, thank y'all. Playback is gonna get open talks, kicking it, maybe some NBA chit chats, things of that nature. We got some games to look forward to watch tonight. I gotta leave out the crib in like 5 minutes, so that's why today was so short and quick. We obviously have a lot to talk about with these NBA games tonight, tomorrow, and also get a little closer implication on what some potential playoff matchups or playing games, things of that nature. So. Thank y'all for all the support. See y'all in the playback room. Peace, blessings, and love to all. And just keep going. So thank y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. And I'll talk to y'all later today. And if not, the show tomorrow morning. Subscribe, but I can't join playback, still banned. I don't see you. You keep saying you're banned. I don't see your name being banned, bro. Let me check right now. You said you're double back. Hold on. Let me check right now. Double back. DM me on Twitter. DM me on Twitter again, and I'm gonna respond back to you. DM me on Twitter. I'm about to end this joint. Thank y'all everybody that came through today. Peace, blessings, and love to all.